Yeah, I was thinking about like the West Coast today because Putin is gonna go to Alaska and meet Trump, and I hope all that goes well and they make a deal and everything. I mean, you know, that's for the best of everybody. If they like, cause peace and stuff, people stop getting bombed and stuff like that. But I was just thinking about like the whole West Coast because Alaska, for most people that don't know, belonged to Russia, and we bought it. The United States bought it from them, and for like a purchase price, and Canada is basically part of the British Commonwealth, so all the provinces, all the way to Quebec, Nova Scotia, etc., are all part. Like it's crazy how much land there is in Canada that like nobody even lives in. It's nuts. But on the West Coast, it's interesting because Oregon. First of all, no one can tell you what Oregon means. Like no one knows. I've heard some stupid wannabe interpretations, but nobody knows. And if this area was all called Oregon, like, and then part of it was called Washington. So now you have like Washington State, you know, which is a separate state at this point. That's what it is. And then, of course, if you look at the map, part of Oregon goes into like Idaho or whatever, or Nevada, or it extends. This is a lot of land. You wouldn't believe how long it takes to drive across this area. It's like your butt's going to get sore in your car if you try to drive across this. So it's very interesting because no one really knows what Oregon means. Um, it's a strange place. Happy to be here. Ended up here by almost chance. I was trying to move to Seattle, but I couldn't quite get the money together. So moved to Oregon, and although I have the money now to live there, like nah, screw it. Like it ain't worth it. Plus, I know about what the disaster of an earthquake that could happen there. That would be so devastating. It's still scary even here, but it'd be even more scary there. Like people there don't even know what they're in for if we have that big one 9 pointer. So I hope not. But if it happens, it happens. Can't help it. I'm a West Coast person. That's how it goes. But in any case, it's very interesting that how like the whole West Coast, like okay, you got BC, right? That's British Columbia. Okay, guess who was in control of this area where Oregon is? The British. Okay, go to California. Guess who was in control of that? Mexico. And that's when my family lived there. Like on one of my sides, they lived in California when it was actually Spanish speaking Mexico. So that's why like we laugh at this whole speak English BS. Um it's like, excuse me, you know? I don't know Spanish. I don't need to. And when I try, people laugh at me. So, but I can tell you, being like, I think now we have like 8 generations of Californians now. So it goes way back to when it literally belonged to Mexico. Okay. Um, no problem. But it's interesting how the whole West Coast was like that. And then another thing that like kind of it's not on this map, but well, I guess part of it is. If you look at a US map and look at things once you get a little bit east of the Cascades, and east of the Rockies, you start seeing all these towns with French names. What the hell? Why? Were there that many French people here? Because, like, I don't know anybody who's French. You know, I've met like 3 or 4 of them. And, like, they're like, I am. French Canadian. Like, okay, good for you. That's like all I've really, like, I've never really met. I think I met like a couple of French dudes like way back when I was like a teenager. But I don't understand why we have so many. We have this thing called the Louisiana Purchase. Doesn't make sense to me. Um, our history isn't what we're told. And yeah, as far as Oregon goes, no one on this freaking planet, as far as I can tell you what Oregon means. They don't know. Like Washington, yeah, we know. And California is a little murky. Um, I'm not sure about Idaho. Nevada, maybe. But yeah, Oregon's the weird one. It's like there's like no one who can tell you why this whole area was, and that extended into British Columbia at one point, like way up. But obviously they drew that. Basically, the U.S. and Canada made a deal, and they drew a line at the, I don't know, 50th parallel or something like that. And yeah, because I'm at like the 45th. Um, but yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know, but I thought I'd make a video about it just to like throw stuff out there and see if we can get a discussion going.